Hi everyone, Seki here. Previously in our channel, we did a speech review for the top 3 winners of the 2019 World Championship of Public Speaking. We received a lot of positive feedback and encouragement for these contents. I came across an email, and when I opened it, I was very excited. One of the top 6 finalists of the 2019 World Championship of Public Speaking, Bharat Sangekar, has requested for us to do a review of his speech as well. I cannot tell you how excited both Ben and I were when we came across this email. We took up the task and hope you enjoy this review as much as the others that we have done. If you need to refer to the rules and judging criteria for the contest, you can find them in the video description below. Let's get started. Even before Bharat started speaking, he has put on a very eager and pleasant smile. As the saying goes, smile and the world smiles with you. This creates a subconscious effect for the audience to build a liking to you, even before saying a word.
Life, I've learned, is like a camping trip. You arrive, you pitch your tent next to others, and one day you leave. Have you been camping? Or you have great outdoors, blue sky, fresh air. But sometimes out there, for some campers, things get rough. And you and I have to make a conscious choice.
Bharat started his speech with one word which helps to set the theme for his speech. He then uses a simile that no one is familiar with, equating life to a camping activity. Coming up with this creates curiosity and encourages the audience to listen to what you have to say about it. In the introduction, he painted a beautiful scene making his speech come to life with a visual.
Contest chair, fellow convention campers. 10 years ago, my in-laws were visiting us. And you know the best thing to do with visiting in-laws? Take them outside. We went camping to a campsite so remote, so quiet. Even if a cricket started chirping at night, other crickets would go shh. But the very first night, boy, it got rough. The whole camp woke up. Someone whispered, "What animal is that?" A child cried, "Mommy." Another camper yelled, "Oi, is someone riding a motorbike?" That animal, that motorbike, was my snoring father-in-law. No one could sleep. So reluctantly, my wife said, "Papa, wake up. You're keeping everyone awake."
The current prevailing trend of speeches today seem to revolve around humor. This continues the effort of making the audience like you even more. The build-up from the animal growling, anticlimax into someone asking about a motorbike, and eventually into the father-in-law's snoring.
If you were Papa, what would you do? Papa made a choice that surprised me. That night and for the next 4 nights, he stayed up all nights and slept in the day. I said, "Papa, you don't have to." You know what he said? "Son, I can either let the campers suffer or give them a good night's sleep." I made a conscious choice to give.
Bharat mentions a statement by his father-in-law to remind the audience of the speech title. This also builds up a lasting impression of the title for the audience to keep in mind for the next few minutes.
7 years later, in this camp of life, he could not make the same conscious choice. 2016, in-laws visiting again. This time I made a conscious choice. No camping. We stayed home, enjoying family time, when one night, without any warning, like a leaf dropping off a tree, Papa just dropped on the floor. Oh God, oh God. Papa, wake up. Someone call an ambulance. Papa.
The speech built up a lot of suspense as a crisis has befallen the family. The role play, conversation, and panic created in the story likened to a monologue, which shows a lot of storytelling ability.
After 3 agonizing hours in the hospital, the doctor came to us. I'm really sorry. He had a massive stroke. He won't survive. And I know it's the wrong time to ask, but he can save 3 people's lives if you consent to donate his organs. We don't know his choice.
Bharat intentionally dropped the volume of his voice here to showcase a display of agony. His style appeals a lot to the emotions of the audience, sending them on a roller coaster ride, but at the same time guiding them along the correct emotions to feel. For the next 2 minutes plus, take note of Bharat's performance when trying to appeal to the audience's emotions on various levels.
I could hear Papa's voice. 3 campers can get a good night's sleep. But in front of me was my family, shocked, having to make a choice while watching Papa fade away. An hour later, I was saying, Doctor, the family can't even think. All we are praying for right now is a miracle. And he said, it's all right. Grief, beliefs, and especially not knowing the giver's choice, we often don't get an answer. Papa was cremated. Ashes to ashes. Organs to ashes. 3 people's hopes to ashes. Because he could no longer make a choice. But we can, my friends. We can. Every day, in every country, many are holding on to such hopes. Could be you. Could be your loved one. And many have to leave the camp far too soon because not enough of us have made a conscious choice to give. And it's not just organs. Same numbers hoping for blood. Blood you can give and you will get back. Same for poverty, for hunger, for homelessness, hoping you and I would give a bit of time, some money, a little bit of ourselves. And it all comes down to this one single thing, choice. Do we consciously choose to give while we live?
From agony to confusion to hopelessness, Bharat was highlighting a point on wasting an opportunity to help others. But from there, he starts to ask the audience to reflect on the choices that lies in their hands. His facial expressions showed concern, but yet hopeful. His posture was slightly forward so that he could reach out to engage the audience, and his hands were stretched out at the correct times to appeal or present a request to the audience. These actions were choreographed for one purpose and one purpose only, for everyone to make a conscious choice.
We make choices every single day of what to drink and what to eat, of what to wear, what to buy, what to save, and where to live. How many of these choices are about what to give? But give, and life gives back.
At this point, Bharat voices out the norms of society. But what he did was to set up for the kicker to hit home when he mentioned, give and life gives back.
Last few years, I've been riding my bike for charity, and life gave me sexy legs. I give blood, I get cookies. I donate money, I get, well, tax deductions. 3 weeks after Papa passed away, When me and my grieving wife signed up to give our organs, life gave us a big surprise.
Bharat took this time to uplift the audience's spirits again, from a somewhat solemn state. It is important to bounce back because leaving audiences in a solemn state will not leave a favorable impression, no matter how strong a message may be. In general, people like to feel good, so leave them in a positive mode if you can.
She was pregnant. It's a boy. And oh boy, does he snore. Life gives back, and it needs us to give. Friends, look around you. We all are pitched next to each other in this camp of life. All we have is each other. We have the power to turn each other's hopes into realities. Let's create new realities. Let's make a conscious choice to give while we live.
Bharat leaves the audience with a very strong impregnated call to action before handing the stage back to the contest chair. In his conclusion, he uses a very personal story to instill hope and encourage acts of humanity through giving. At the world stage, competition is tough. Being in the top 6 meant that the speech would have gone through being written, read, practiced, shredded and rewritten to produce the most optimal results. Bharat has the ability to paint a very strong visual through his speech, and parts of his speech likened to a monologue, which shows good storytelling skills. He uses drama efficiently with a combination of facial expressions, posture, hand gestures, and stage usage. At times, especially the solemn parts, Bharat's voice softened, in my opinion, a little too much. This made his words unclear and slightly mumbling. For me to fully grasp the words in the sentence, I had to rewind the video a few times and try to lip read. Bharat's disadvantage on this was due to his low register in pitch. In our personal opinions, when speaking in a softer volume, a slightly higher pitch can help to make it more audible. Also, on another note, while the speech was geared up on a message to give, some may confuse the message with a call to action to donate organs instead. But the saving grace to that confusion was in the last line of the speech. Let's make the conscious effort to give while we live. Towards the end of Bharat's speech, around the 5.5 minute, he stumbled a bit with a repetition of to this.
And it all comes down to this one single thing.
But like any good speaker, he managed to recover quickly, making it not very noticeable. Overall, the flow of the speech was somewhat disturbed, and the take-home message started to take place in the middle of the whole speech. The first half was clearly the story that led up to the message, but because the message took place in the middle, the emotional impact of the story was somewhat disrupted, as the audience would shift from being emotional to rational, and the message was lengthy. So when the story continued after the message, the audience had to break the rational momentum and shift back to a state of emotions. But all in all, it was definitely a fun speech to watch, listen, and review. The message was something that hit me close to my heart, and I can say that I wholeheartedly agree with Bharat's appeal to give while we can. We wish you the best in your future endeavors, Bharat, and also congratulations for making it to the big stage. Till then, keep learning, keep enjoying, and keep watching Literally Speaking.